My name is Andy Moore, and I'm the guitar player on the... If you're looking at the stage, I'm the guitar player on the left. The guitar player on the other side is Terrie. And the singer in the middle is Jos. And Terrie and Jos have been in the X from the beginning. And the drummer is Catherine. And I joined in 1990. We've always been open to letting music in, and not only music of our style, not only guitar music, loud guitar music. In a way, by the time I joined the X, we were already beginning to be much more interested in traditional folk music from East Europe and from Africa, and at the same time in Amsterdam there was a very healthy improvised jazz scene, so we were also interested in that. And so it was nothing to do with the guitar music that we were playing. That was actually more from the mid-80s. We were more involved with that. So I think that's the reason why we've always done collaborations with musicians, and people have thought, hey, why? I think we quite often it was a real mixture of doing things consciously and doing things unconsciously, and sometimes it's very hard to say, you know, what was conscious and what was unconscious, because for me the main thing is that we're always searching. We're always searching for new music and listening to new music, and when we play music we don't want to repeat ourselves. You know, we make a new set every year and a half, and we don't want to just make a new set of songs that sound like the old ones. That doesn't really make much sense to us. And because everyone's searching for music, different kinds of music from all over the world, I think that when we go into the rehearsal room each time, we don't always do it consciously, but the music that we've been listening to trickles, it ends up appearing in our sound. Quite often the working titles of some of our songs are like, oh, that sounds like the Ugandan one or the Hungarian one. We change the title in the end when we make the CD, but the working titles often have that. So, I mean, I guess you can call it a political choice, but it's not. We're not sitting there making a manifesto about it. It's more to do with a desire and a love of all the different kinds of music there are in the world, and celebrating that and incorporating it in our own music, but not trying to sound like an African band. I think we try to keep our own sound but take elements from all these. And now I mean, compared to 20 years ago, now we have access to so much music from all over the world, like much more than ever before. Like even 20 years ago, you know, my record collection was quite small and limited, and we went to see bands, and my musical horizon was much more closed because of that. But over the last 20 years it's just become wider and wider, and I think that's really affected the music a lot. Usually we go to the practice room and it's a bit of a mystery what's going to happen. Every time we make a set that we play live for about a year and a half, and there's a certain moment when we feel the life of this song is getting close to the end. So then we decide, usually then we record something because we've learned how to play the songs by then, and then we go back into the rehearsal room and we make a new set. We don't do it one song at a time. We usually make a whole set. So we work for 2 or 3 months, and it's usually done by improvising. Someone comes with an idea, and then we respond to it, or someone comes with even a shape or an influence, or a rhythm or something, and then slowly Jos comes with a text, and after 2.5 months, we have a new set, which then we really have to try out live, and it changes a lot in the live process. We also change the order, because we don't really see the concert as like a collection of 8 or 9 songs. We see it as a whole form. So we try to find ways of connecting the songs together, and also the order which makes the whole shape of it. It's a bit like making a movie, editing a movie. You build a kind of story, and it has a dynamic, and so that's. I mean, we've been doing it like that the same for since I joined the band, which was 16 years ago. We've been doing it like that, and it still seems to be, for me, the best way to do it. We're all socially involved in our lives, but probably not in the way that some people imagine us to be. We're not like extremely politically active in the Amsterdam squat scene anymore. That's not really. I mean, we don't have the time or the energy to do that, because we play much more and do much more with our work and music than we did 15 years ago or 20 years ago. If we get asked to do a benefit for something that we support, we will do it. But we're actually, I mean, also 2 of the members have children, which is taking up an enormous amount of their life when they're not playing in the air. So I think that at a certain point we had to make a choice. We make music and we do that as well as we can, and we tour, or we. So I think that for us that's a kind of maximum we can do. There's not very much space left in our lives once we've done that, because if you want to have any kind of friendships and relationships as well, there's very little room if you're touring, rehearsing, recording. Criticizing, like there's a song about Henry Kissinger on the last CD, and I think most of the lyrics would be unacceptable. Like if you look at the Patriot Act at the moment in America, what they say about criticizing anything to do with September the 11th and security and terrorism, I think Jos would be, if he was American, he would be in big trouble. Already there's a lot of artists and writers that have been silenced there, and we don't have that yet. In Holland we don't have it, but I have the feeling it's getting, that tension is getting closer. I mean, it could change suddenly and everyone just calm down a bit, but at the moment the level of fear is getting worse and worse. It sounds pessimistic, but I don't feel pessimistic.